What's good, y'all? It's your boy Wavy. So I just got done watching this interview with Devin the Dream Haney on Ring Magazine. Y'all go check that interview out. It was a very good interview. And Devin Haney was basically asked why he chose to make Brian Norman Jr. his next opponent at 147. And surprisingly, Devin Haney said that, he was offered to fight Jaron Boots Ennis, but Jaron Boots Ennis didn't want to fight Devin Haney at 147. He wanted to fight him at a catch weight of 152. So Devin Haney said, why would he fight at 152 when he's never officially had a fight at 147? Remember, him and Jose Ramirez, they fought at a catch weight. I believe it was a catch weight of 144. So Devin Haney still has not had his first official fight at the welterweight division of 147. So Jaron Boots Ennis pretty much decided not to fight Devin Haney because he decided to move up to 154. And it's safe to say, y'all, Jaron Boots Ennis ducked Devin Haney. He ducked Teofimo Lopez. And he also ducked Virgil Ortiz, man. Now, he did come back and offer Virgil Ortiz a fight later on. Virgil Ortiz denied it because he had some type of hand injury that he's coming back from. So Virgil Ortiz does not want to fight Jaron Boots Ennis next because he wants to fully heal from this hand injury and pretty much test it out on less of a threat than Jaron Ennis. But guys, we got to have a serious conversation about Jaron Boots Ennis. Now, let me start off by saying this. Jaron Boots Ennis is my favorite fighter right now, right? But I got to hold him accountable. It seems to me like Jaron Boots Ennis has been ducking people that I think most people would agree should be easy fights for him. Teofimo Lopez was calling this guy out on social media for like a year straight, and he was promised by Turkey Al-Sheikh that he was going to get a fight with Boots. And Boots decided to turn the fight down because, he wanted to go up to 154. Brian Norman Jr. And his father, Brian Sr., they was on record saying that after they fight Jin Sasaki in Japan, that they're 100% planning on fighting Boots. Ironically, right after the fight happens with Norman Jr. and Sensasuke, where he brutally knocks that Japanese dude out, Jaron Boots Ennis moves up to 154. So my question is this, bro. Like, last time I checked, Terrence Crawford basically called Boots his bluff, right? Like, Terrence Crawford basically, was telling Boots, move up to 154 and, we'll see if we can get a fight on, right? Eddie Hearn came out and said that, Jaron Boots Ennis is planning on unifying the 145-pound division, right? So Mario Barrios still has a belt. Brian Norman Jr. still has a belt. Jaron Boots Ennis fights Stanionis, has arguably the best performance of his career, right? He stopped Stanionis, did something nobody else has done. And you only have 2 belts to get, bro, right? Mario Barrios is food at 147. He's hands down the weakest link at 147. But my thing is this, bro. Like, leading up to the fight with Stanionis, we didn't hear anything about Jaron Ennis struggling to make 147. Now, he did look bad. He was looking like Michael Jackson from Thriller. But my thing is this, bro. You only got 2 more people to fight at 147. You fight Brian Norman Jr., take his belt, and then you fight Mario Barrios, take his belt, and then you unify the division. So what I'm saying is, bro, it seems to me like Boots is not being a man of his word, and it seems to me like he's ducking people, bro. You ducked Teofimo Lopez. Now we're hearing that you ducked Devin Haney. Right? You ducked Brian Norman. You offered Brian Norman Jr. a fight. He said he wanted to fight in Japan first. Okay, cool. He fights in Japan. Then when it's time to negotiate, you duck Brian Norman Jr. and move up to 154. So, like, then Turkey Al-Sheikh does an interview with the Boxing Voice. Shout out to Ness. And Turkey Al-Sheikh says that Boots asked him for a tune-up at 154. Nigga, why are you asking for a tune-up, bro? You supposed to be... This is the same guy that was calling out Terrence Buck Crawford, who's arguably the #1 pound-for-pound boxer in the world. If you don't have a #1, he's definitely top 3, or you don't know shit about boxing. If you don't got Terrence Buck Crawford in your top 3, you don't know boxing. You're a casual, right? You were calling out Terrence Crawford. You feel me? Like, what happened to Boots fighting top tier guys, bro? I don't understand what's going on. Now, the only positive thing I can say is Eddie Hearn did an interview and he said that Boots offered Bakram a fight at 154. This is the Bakram that knocked out Tim Tszyu. And according to Eddie Hearn, he turned down the fight, right? So Bakram is the boogeyman at 154. But I mean, Boots, who's gonna be your first opponent at 154? I think at this point in time, bro, the best thing for Jaron Ennis to do, fight Keith Thurman, bro. Obviously, you don't want to fight somebody that's too dangerous for your first fight at 154. That's understandable, right? I wouldn't be an honest man if I said I didn't understand that, right? Jaron Boots Ennis, fight Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman has no fights lined up, bro. Keith Thurman was just at the Manny Pacquiao-Mario Barrios fight, calling out everybody. He called out Errol Spence. He called out Bud. He called out Boots. He's calling out everybody, bro. He has no fights lined up. He obviously needs money. He's only fought one time in the last 3 years. And Keith Thurman is trying to get the mortgage paid, man. Obviously, Keith Thurman is a little bit behind on his bills. Fight Keith Thurman at 154 because even at Keith Thurman's older age of 36, 37, he's still dangerous, bro. He just had a little tune-up fight against Brock Jarvis over there in Australia. He knocked his ass out, bro. So, Boots, fight Keith Thurman, bro. If you can knock Keith Thurman out, Keith Thurman possibly might retire after that. You know what I'm saying? Whether you win by knockout or decision, that's a statement because Keith Thurman is a legend. This is Keith Thurman who unified the 147-pound division. He beat Danny Garcia. He beat Sean Porter. He had a close fight with Manny Pacquiao. He only lost by split decision. That's his only loss. He came back and knocked out Mario Barrios. Well, he didn't knock out Mario Barrios, but he beat Mario Barrios. So, Boots, fight Keith Thurman, bro. Because me hearing Devin Haney say that you ducked him is disgusting to me, bro. You should be looking at Devin Haney like food, bro. Even if you're struggling to make 147, Devin Haney don't punch hard, bro. He don't punch hard. Like, you should have took the fight, bro. Even if you got to kill yourself to make the weight, just do it. It's not like you're going in there with a knockout artist like Virgil Ortiz. You're going in there with a guy that everybody says has pillow fists. So, I don't know, man. I'm not liking what I'm hearing about Jaron Boots Ennis, and it's seeming to me that Jaron Boots Ennis might be the biggest duck in the sport of boxing right now, man. Let me know what you guys think about this video. It's your boy Wavy, Stay Wavy TV. Make sure y'all subscribe, click that thumbs up button, leave a comment. I don't care if it's positive or negative. Long as you leave a comment, I appreciate y'all. I'm out. Skirt.